Hello everyone, this is Joni, and I am just now going to film my Easter tour for you guys. Like I said, I didn't do much, just a few things. This is a little sign that I have hanging on the side of my cabinet. And then this is the way that I fixed my light in the kitchen. And then I have the Mr. Bunny in the middle of my table with my placemats. And then my mirror, I fixed it like I usually do. I have these gift bags in these frames, and they are from the Dollar Tree. And I'll show you these over on this side. These are the ones that's on this side. I'm shaking really badly. Sorry about that, but not much I can do about it. But that's the way that my light looks. And last year I had crystal hanging down from it, but I didn't do it this time because I just really didn't feel like it. This is my island. I just have some little bunny rabbits sitting there, and on some doilies on a tray with some cloth napkins on there. And then over here I have Mr. and Mrs. Bunny sitting there, and I have the give thanks sign, and then here is the wreath that I made a couple, 3 days, well, probably about 4 days ago, I guess. I'm not sure. And then this is the welcome sign that I fixed. I redid it. I bought it, and I didn't particularly care for the color, so I just redid it. Excuse me. And then here's my little bunny hanging over here, and he has the little things. I need something to steady my hand. And then this is over my sink. My light just burned out, wouldn't you know it? So I can't turn it on. My son-in-law will have to put me one in. There's a neon light up there, a fluorescent, I guess you call it. And then that's my little pretty dish that Sophie bought for me. So I like it. Now, usually I have things on my refrigerator, but I don't this time. I think I'm going to go through this way to the dining room. This is the arrangement that I made with the praying bunnies. And I still have some flowers that I haven't had time to get rid of. And I don't know if I told you guys in the video that didn't film, or if it was in the other. This is the hutch I was telling you about, that I took all of the dishes out about 6 weeks ago or 2 months. And it took me 3 days to do all that washing and everything. And oh my goodness. Now this is one of my paintings that I did. And I really do like that. I love it. And then here's one of my trays. It's probably hard to see. I made this when I first started making videos. And I had never decoupaged. I think I had decoupaged one glass. And I thought, well, I'm going to try a tray. So I did, and that's the way it turned out. And I was proud of it. But I do like my little bunnies, the praying bunnies. But now they're going to be hard to store. It's so long. I think that's the full extent of my table as to how far it will come out. I may have another. No, I think I've got them all in. And it covers a lot of it, I'll tell you. Now, let's see. Go this way. And in here, this is another one of my paintings that I did. there's nothing Easter about it, but and the light way the light's shining on it. I probably should have put some other lights on because usually I don't have any trouble with when I film in here with the lighting on. So figure I better put some lights on. And I'm on the wrong side of the room. But now these little green wreaths, I hung them in my little arches, and I have then I have the tree, and I put the Easter eggs up in there, one strand of it, and I was going to put another strand up in it, but I thought, oh well, it's so late, there's no need to really mess with it, so I didn't go ahead and do that. Now this is a picture of, for those of you who would be interested, that is my daughter and Sophie. And then this is Tanya and her husband when they were married. And this is another painting that I did. And I think that's my third painting. And I was pretty proud of it. Now I have some antique things around here somewhere. I gotta find them. Oh, you really can't see much. It's all the way up on top up there. There's a little churn up there that belonged to my mother-in-law, and she kept cream in it. And then this is a churn that belonged to my mother. And I have this size, and then I have a smaller size than that. And that's way, way old. And then this is the angel that I did that I made out of cross stitch. I cross stitched it, I should say. I made it out of cross stitch, yeah. But anyway, then this is one of the plants that I fixed, succulents. And then up here in my ledge, I have, that basket doesn't look very big, but when you get that basket down, it is as big as, well, it's bigger than a bushel basket. It's really huge. And then this is my arrangement that I just put up. I made that. When was it? I'm getting so confused. I think it was last night I made that, or today. It was last night, I believe. Anyway, let's see here. What else? Of course, now this right here, you guys may not believe a thing I'm telling you, but I really I do not tell you anything unless it's true. I need to get some more lighting. I'm doing the wrong way. Oh, well. This hutch, the little curio, we had this in our other house when we lived in West Virginia. And we had 2 floods in our house back there. We had one, and it just came out of nowhere, and we'd lived there 37 years, never had any problems at all. And just out of, nowhere, it came. And we had 14 inches of water in our house. So my husband had to take everything out of the house, the sheetrock up halfway, the subflooring, and all that stuff, and replace it. Cabinets, just a mess like you would think. This right here, then we were 13 months later. My son was getting married, and I was getting ready to have him and his bride-to-be a shower. And we had moved our furniture, we had bought new furniture and everything. And out of the house, we got, I had a beautiful, gorgeous piano. And I got my piano, and I got this, and I got my grandfather clock. This was, and 13 months later, an 8-foot flood came, and this was laying in the floor, turned upside down. And everything that you see in there now, all this carnival ware, that is old. That was belonged to my husband's mother. And then I've had this silver for ancient years. And then down here, that's some more old antique dishes. And that crock down there, that belonged to his mother. And the only thing that we lost was one little glass that went with it. And we lost the little knob that goes in the top of it. And that whole entire thing was laying in the floor, and it had had water all over it. You can't tell it didn't do a thing to it. And I was so happy, and thrilled to death, really, because, like I said, you really can't tell anything. And of course, this is Sophie's little protector that she keeps here. He watches over everything, makes sure Mama's okay. Now, up here is another antique that I have, that big jug. My mother-in-law and father-in-law kept molasses in that, and it's about 10 gallon, I think it is. And that knob that is in it, it's made out of wood, and my father-in-law hewed that out of a big piece of wood to put a stopper in it. And then that dish right beside that is for plants. And she had that painted with white, like a white, I forget what they call it, some kind of a whitewash or something like that. And she had it painted and had it sitting out in the yard. And I kept looking at the design on it, and I could see that it looked like it was just gorgeous. So none of the kids wanted it or anything, and I said, well, would you mind if I would take that? And they said, no, go ahead and take it. So I brought it home and I stripped it, and that's the color it was. And I was really, I love it. Dearly love it. And then, this is my mantle. And I don't really like it because I don't know, those of you who have worked with these eggs, they're really stiff. And I did that by myself. And if I could have gotten them all to look like this part on the left here, I would have been very pleased. But I couldn't get it and hold it and put it up there at the same time by myself. So that's the way it looks. But it's pretty. But now this, I haven't turned her light on. This is the, oh dear, I'm afraid it's going to be too dark. The lantern I told you that had the angel with the little girl in it. She's reaching down to get a hold of her hand. And I have the little ferns in it. I wish I had turned the lights on it because it has the fairy lights in it. And then, of course, up here is my Noah's Ark that I keep up there. And then this is my little chair that I got that when I was 4 years old. So that'll tell you how old it is. Now here's the grandfather clock I was telling you about. That was, well, let's put it this way. We took it out in the yard, and I loved that clock with my entire heart, just about. And I turned it sideways. My husband turned it sideways. And I took a water hose, and we took the weights out of it and the pendulum, and I squirted water straight up through the bottom of it. That's how much mud it had caked in the top of it and everything. And you can see what it looks like. It's just amazing how God looked after us in that, in both of those floods. But that is the extent of my Easter tour, and I hope that you all enjoy it. And oh, here's a little thing that I didn't show you. I just bought that little thing. I've had it for probably a year and a half, and I filled it full of the little Easter eggs that have the gold on them, and I put it in there. And then those are two of the little figurines that I bought when Sophie, well, it was before her papa passed away, and she was 4 when he passed away. So they're the willow tree, I believe it's called, I bought one for him and one for me. And that's representing her and us holding her. And I gave him his, I bought it for her to give to him on Father's Day. And then he let her give me mine on Mother's Day. So that's what I did that with. And I am totally worn out. And I can hardly talk. So down here's my little ducks. But they're down there so far that you can hardly see them. But this is my tour, so I hope that you all like it. And I miss my cross over there behind my door. And you may think, what in the world is this woman doing with this thing at her door? I have one of those doors that has the big window in it. And I just don't feel comfortable at night sitting like that with, I mean, you can't see through it, but I'm still not comfortable. So I kept wondering what I could do. And finally, I told Tanya, I saw one of these silk screens. And I said, I'm going to buy that. And I'm going to take it home. I'm going to put it in front of my door. So that's what I put up at night in front of my door. And it is perfect. It really is. It lets the light in when I get up in the mornings and everything until I get it open. And then at night, I have all the privacy that I want. Okay, I'm getting ready to shut this down, and I will be so thankful that I have this put up. And I think that I have shown you guys everything that I needed to show you. So I'm going to say bye, and if you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, just say, well, it was nice. And I'll talk with you guys later, and I'll catch you on my next video. Okay? Okay. Bye-bye.